If you're a man over 40 or even getting close to it, I want you to listen very carefully to what I'm about to say, because your body may be trying to warn you about something that most men ignore until it's too late. I'm talking about dangerously low testosterone, something that can completely change the way you feel, the way you look, the way you perform, and even the way you think. And the scary part? Most men don't even know it's happening. Their energy crashes, their strength drops, their belly grows, their moods shift, and they think, well, maybe I'm just getting older. But that's not aging. That's a hormonal decline that you can absolutely fix, but only if you catch the signs early. So, if you really want to know whether your testosterone is quietly draining away, like water from a leaking faucet, stay with me. Because by the end of this video, you'll be able to recognize the signs instantly and know exactly what you need to do next. Now let's talk about something every man should take seriously. Your testosterone levels literally shape your male identity. I don't mean that in some dramatic macho way. I mean biologically. Testosterone affects your muscle, your mind, your motivation, your metabolism, your confidence, your libido, your sleep, your fat storage, and even how your heart and brain function. It's not just a sex hormone, it's the hormone. Yet millions of men walk around every single day at half power and don't even realize their tank is empty. They're tired, frustrated, unfocused, weaker, and less driven, and they chalk it up to stress or aging, when the truth is their testosterone has been dropping for years. So let me start with one of the biggest warning signs. If you wake up in the morning and you don't feel like yourself anymore, sluggish, foggy, unmotivated, like you've lost your internal spark, that's not normal. Men with healthy testosterone levels usually wake up with a certain edge, a sense of readiness, a mental sharpness. Even if they didn't sleep perfectly, they still feel a degree of drive. But when testosterone drops, that drive vanishes. You wake up already tired, like your battery never fully charged overnight. You drag yourself out of bed, grab some caffeine, and hope the day kicks in at some point. And maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But that empty, low-energy feeling, that's one of the earliest and most common signs that your testosterone is sinking. Another sign, and this one hits a lot of men harder than they'd like to admit, is losing muscle, even when you haven't changed your workout routine. If you notice that your arms look smaller, your chest feels softer, or your overall strength is declining, that's not just age. Testosterone is the key driver for building muscle and maintaining it. Even if you're not lifting weights, your body still relies on testosterone every single day to maintain lean mass. So if you're losing muscle, it's a clear sign your hormone levels may be dropping. Combine that with an increase in belly fat, which almost always happens when testosterone falls, and that's a red flag you shouldn't ignore. Low T makes your body more likely to store fat, especially around your midsection, and it makes losing that fat 10 times harder. Let's talk about motivation, because this one is sneaky. Think back to your 20s or early 30s. You probably had goals, drive, hunger. You wanted to build, achieve, improve. You had that fire. But if you're over 40 and you suddenly feel like you've lost interest in things you used to enjoy, or you struggle to start projects, or everything feels like a chore, that can be a sign of low testosterone. This hormone doesn't just affect your body, it affects your ambition. When testosterone falls, your brain's dopamine response weakens. And without dopamine, you don't feel that sense of reward or excitement. You become more passive, less engaged, less enthusiastic. You know what needs to be done, but you just don't feel like doing it. That's not laziness, that's biological. Another huge sign, and again, it's one a lot of men don't talk about, is changes in your sexual function. This isn't just about performance in the bedroom. Low testosterone affects everything, from your desire to your responsiveness to your confidence. If your libido is lower than usual, if you don't think about sex the way you used to, If your drive has dropped off significantly, that's one of the clearest indicators that your hormone levels are declining. And if you're experiencing performance issues, that's almost always connected to testosterone as well. A lot of guys think this is strictly a blood flow problem, but in reality, testosterone plays a major role in sexual function, arousal, and stamina. When levels drop, everything becomes more difficult. Mood changes are another sign that catches men off guard. Testosterone plays a huge role in stabilizing your mood. Low levels can lead to irritability, frustration, mood swings, even mild depression. If you're feeling more emotional than usual, snapping easily, or losing your patience quickly, that's often hormonal. Some men even describe it as feeling flat, like nothing excites them or makes them happy the way it used to. If you're over 40 and you're experiencing emotional changes that feel unlike you, don't ignore it. Your hormones may be talking to you. Let's talk about brain fog for a moment, because this one shows up quietly and becomes more noticeable over time. If you're struggling to focus, forgetting things, having trouble staying organized, or you feel like your mental sharpness has faded, low testosterone could be the cause. Testosterone helps regulate neurotransmitters that support memory and focus. When it declines, your mental clarity can drop right along with it. Some men describe it as feeling like their mind is running slower than usual. They can think, but it takes more effort. The sharpness, the quickness, they're not there anymore. Another warning sign you should never ignore is poor sleep. Testosterone and sleep are deeply connected. If your testosterone is low, your sleep quality usually suffers. Maybe you wake up several times a night. Maybe you have trouble falling asleep. Maybe you wake up feeling completely unrested. Poor sleep lowers testosterone even further, which makes sleep even worse, creating a vicious cycle. If your sleep has declined over the last few years and you can't figure out why, your hormones may be the culprit. Let me address something that many men don't connect with testosterone at all: hair loss on the body, not just the head. Low testosterone can cause less hair growth on the chest, legs, and arms. Some men notice their beard isn't as full as it used to be, or it grows more slowly. While head hair thinning is often related to genetics and DHT, body hair thinning is more connected to falling testosterone levels. If you're noticing changes in your body hair that seem unusual, it could be your hormones again. Here's another sign that often gets overlooked: weaker bones or joint discomfort. Testosterone helps maintain bone density. When levels drop, your bones become more fragile. You may notice joint aches, back discomfort, or a feeling like your frame isn't as strong as it once was. This is something men don't think about until it becomes a serious issue, but the early signs are there long before osteoporosis ever shows up. Now let's talk about something most men absolutely feel but rarely connect to hormones: recovery. If you work out or even just do physical tasks around the house and you notice you're taking longer to heal, longer to recover, or your body feels beaten down more easily than it used to, that is a common sign of low testosterone. When T is high, your body recovers quickly and efficiently. When it's low, everything feels slower. Muscle soreness lingers. Injuries feel more intense. Even small tasks feel taxing. And this decline in recovery can make exercise feel harder, which then leads to less movement, which drives testosterone even lower. Another major warning sign is difficulty losing weight, no matter how clean you eat or how often you work out. Low testosterone slows metabolism and makes fat loss noticeably harder, especially around the midsection. You can be eating the right foods, training consistently, and still not see results if your hormones are out of balance. Many men hit their 40s and 50s and assume they just can't lose weight anymore. But in reality, their testosterone is working against them. Let's talk about stress for a second. High stress and low testosterone go hand in hand. When your stress hormone cortisol rises, your testosterone drops. And when your testosterone drops, your ability to handle stress weakens. Men with low T often feel overwhelmed more easily, more anxious, more tense. They have a shorter fuse, less emotional stability, and a harder time managing daily challenges. So if stress feels heavier than usual, if everything seems more intense or more difficult to deal with, that's another sign worth paying attention to. Now, some men notice one sign, others notice 5 or 6. But when you start seeing several of these symptoms together, low energy, muscle loss, mood changes, reduced libido, brain fog, belly fat, poor sleep, there's a very good chance your testosterone levels are dropping below optimal. And here's something important. Low testosterone is not just a quality of life issue, it's a health issue. Chronically low levels are linked to higher risk of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, obesity, depression, and decreased longevity. This is why ignoring the signs is dangerous. This is why men need to take their hormonal health seriously. Now, the good news, because there is absolutely good news, is that testosterone can be improved naturally, safely, sustainably, through lifestyle, nutrition, training, stress management, and in some cases, medical guidance if needed. Most men can raise their testosterone by 100 to 300% with consistent lifestyle changes. But the first step is awareness. You can't fix what you don't know, and most men don't know because they've never been told what to look for. That's exactly why videos like this matter. Think of your hormones like the foundation of your body. If the foundation is weak, everything built on top of it struggles. And once you address your testosterone, once you get it back into a healthy range, you'd be shocked at how much better everything else becomes. Your energy comes back. Your motivation returns. Your belly shrinks. Your mood stabilizes. Your sleep improves. Your confidence rises. You start feeling like yourself again, or in some cases, like a better version of yourself than you've felt in decades. And if you're sitting there thinking, "This sounds like me," don't panic. Low testosterone is extremely common, especially after 40. But common doesn't mean normal, and it definitely doesn't mean you have to accept it. What you should do is pay attention to the signals your body is giving you. If these signs sound familiar, it may be time to test your levels, evaluate your lifestyle, adjust your habits, and start prioritizing your hormonal health. Your body is always communicating with you. The question is, are you listening? Because catching these signs early can change everything. It can restore your energy, your confidence, your strength, your metabolism, your drive, and your overall quality of life. Testosterone is a powerful hormone, but awareness is even more powerful. And now that you know what to look for, you're already ahead of the curve.